I am Sananda. I come to be with you at this time, in these times of great change in energy. Energy has been coming in more and more into the earth, into Gaia, into your experience. Energies that are becoming stronger and stronger and stronger and have been over a period of time now. And you may still be noticing that energy as it comes in. More of you are becoming accustomed to it and feeling the energy, feeling the vibration. And you may experience this still as what you have called the ascension symptoms before. But know that it is going to continue. But the ascension symptoms themselves are going to become less and less, even though the energy is going to become stronger and stronger, because you are becoming acclimated to these energies more and more. And your central nervous system is becoming acclimated to these energies. And you will experience less and less of the change as it continues to overtake you, as it continues to move you from a carbon-based cellular structure to a crystalline-based cellular structure. And yes, indeed, my friends, this is happening, even though you may not be fully aware of it. But at an intuitional level, you can be aware of it. You can feel it within you as you get those goosebumps, as you call them, or those chills that come over you, or those fleeting times of energy moving through you, and you can feel that energy. It might create a sense of imbalance within you as your central nervous system is becoming accustomed to it and acclimated to these energies. So allow the process to happen. And if you need to have it lessened, if it is too difficult for you to handle at any given moment, ask. Ask for it to become lessened. Ask for the energies to be absorbed more into your central nervous system so that you can continue to operate here within the illusion, but yet be standing or standing astride of both the third dimensional illusion and the fourth and fifth dimensional expression of your new creation. You see, it is all coming together more and more and more, and you are going to feel that. You are going to find that. You are going to experience that, because it is the new expression. It is the new timeline that you are all creating. You, as the collective, you are creating this new timeline together. And yes, there are many timelines still at this point, but there is a diverging, moving from the old biblical timeline into the new creative timeline of the golden age of Gaia. So know this as you continue to move through your life on a moment-to-moment basis. Always be in the moment more and more, as much as you possibly can. As you have heard many times, forget the past. The past is over. The past only does to hold you to the past, only holds you to the sorrows and the karma that came before this now. You are now, those of you that have awakened and have become consciously aware, you have moved beyond the old karma. Only karma you have now is what you create now in this moment. Know that. Do not have any fear of anything in your life, for all fear does is hold you to the third dimensional illusion. All fear does is lead to pain and suffering in your life. For fear is, or love is the actual opposite of fear. Fear is the absence of love. You see? So More and more and more. Do not become ensconced within the fear-based illusion, not the reality, but the illusion that is still being shown to those who are ready to see it. But you, those of you that are awakened souls now, you are not able to see it anymore. If you believe, you cannot see it. You cannot feel it. You cannot be it. Fear does not exist for you if you allow for that process. That is the ascension process that you are in, moving more and more and more into a love based understanding and freedom within you. Yes, I use the term freedom purposefully here because you are all going to become free of the illusion, free of what those of the dark forces have been attempting to hold you to that fear, hold you to the illusion. But you can separate yourself now from the illusion simply by being in the moment, moment to moment, and feeling the love that is moving through you, within you, and all around you. If you can see it, if you can believe it, you will see it. It is all about creation now, my friends. Create. Just as Yeshua, created in those times when I could work with those who are ready to experience it, just as I did in those times, so can you do also now. Because you are the creator, just as I was the creator then. Just as I understood that God, the God source, was moving through me. The Father, my higher God self, was moving through me. And just as you can now be the ones that the higher God self is moving through. I am Sananda, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to understand more and more of who you are, what you came here to do, and to move ahead on your Father, your God self mission. Om Mani Padme Om Om Mani Padme Om Om. Greetings to one who serves here. Shoshana is here, and we are ready to continue this process, this program, this training program that we have had you on for some time now, and we continue to operate in that way that we can bring this training to you. It is in some ways the same training that we received in our ascension process. Not quite so difficult that we had to go through, though. It's, as we have said many times, could you imagine going into a cave and sitting there and meditating for hours and hours and days and even weeks and weeks upon a time without stopping? Could you imagine doing that? No, you couldn't possibly imagine that because that is not within your makeup. But you, those of you that are working in this ascension process for yourselves, for your individualized ascension, as well as the collective ascension, you are learning again who you are and what you are capable of in your understanding in where you are now. This is how we have been working with you and continue to work with you, little by little, here a little, there a little, and continuing to move you forward so that when the time comes, and it is coming, where you will then, as Sananda has said, be ready to go about your Father's mission, your higher God self's mission. You are already partially within that mission, but it has not come fully yet where you are going to find yourselves soon. And there we use that term soon. Take it for whatever you want here, but it is coming. You are going to experience some major influx of energy coming in here. We are ready for your questions if you have them.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
Are the med beds still going to become active sometime before the end of this year?
As you know, we cannot give a time frame here because everything is based on possibilities and probabilities, not to predict the future here. But understand that the med beds, as you are understanding them now, are in the process of being brought out here. It is a slow process, at least from your point of view, it appears quite slow. From our point of view, it is actually uh, quite fast here, as we can see, because it is happening, it is coming, they are being prepared. It just will require some major changes to occur where the dark forces are taken out of the picture more and more here. Because if the med beds were brought out now, what a tumultuous occurrence would happen within your pharmaceutical companies, within your medical establishment as it is now. They would not allow it. But it is coming in terms of frequency, vibration that is being brought out to those who are ready to experience it, those who are ready to feel it and have it in their understanding. You see, frequency, vibration, consciousness. That is what this is all about, and that is where the medical establishment is at this point heading. Not to the AMA, the American Medical Association, which is largely operated by that of the cabal, not that understanding, but beyond that, closer and closer to what would be the celestial chambers. So the med beds are a precursor, we will say, to the celestial chambers. And they are also going to be introduced in the times ahead. But we cannot say this year, but we can, at this point, the possibilities and probabilities are certainly pointing toward, if not the end of this year, into the beginning and middle of the next year. But do not hold us to that at this point. It will require, as we say, a great many changes first here. The dominoes to begin more and more to fall. And this can certainly happen with the advent of the changeover in the government here in this country, the United States, for America and the continuation of the republic for which it stands. Would you have something you add here, Shoshana?
We do not.
Very good. Would there be other questions here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
This is kind of a conceptual question I've been trying to wrap my brain around. Tricky because I still have a little third-dimensional brain, but my understanding is history is not fixed, because if history, the current moment, and what we would call the future are all simultaneously happening, my first question is, I have a two-part question. My first question is it doesn't seem then that history could be fixed. I mean, by fixed, I don't mean fixed like broken. I mean fixed. Like history happened a certain way. So when things are happening in what's called that timeline, which we would call our history, how does that, as things are changing in that timeline or in that time frame, because we think linear, I'm trying to get my brain to not think linear anymore, how does that affect our current reality? Is it all fluid? Is it all happening simultaneously? And through quantum physics, it just all gets worked out in multiple timelines and parallel realities? Or is there something I'm missing here? And then part two of my question is, it has been put forward as a notion before from individuals in our group by sharing what was a Mafu thing, and we got that from our friend Orv. Is anyone in this group, are we, and I'm just going to make this very general, is anyone in our group or on this call from the future, or what we would call the future, who actually came back to this timeline to alter it for a more positive outcome in the future?
My, what's a question here, or a combination of questions here? We will start with the first, though. History, as you are understanding it, is certainly not fixed. Nothing is fixed. There is nothing that is written in stone, as you have heard this used before. There is only, again, the possibilities and probabilities that occur on any given timeline. And the timelines are continuing to move forward and to merge and then diverge. And that is what is happening at this point. For you see, those that come from the future, as you are saying here in the second part of your question, they can see what has happened, but yet as they come back, a new timeline can be formed. So that is why it is never written in stone. That is why one that comes from the future and comes back into the past, even though they have seen what has occurred, will not necessarily occur. And they can even come back and make changes to the timeline so that the timeline that they saw in their time frame in the future would not be here at the past, for they have altered the timeline. This is in your movies, your television shows. All of these things are more and more beginning to show these types of things. The idea of timelines, the idea of multiple dimensions, the idea of multiple universes. All of this is being depicted more and more for those who are ready to experience it, for those that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. For others, it is still simply fantasy or science fiction. You see?
Yes.
So, Shauna, do you have something you add here?
Oh, brother.
Yes, there you come.
Sorry. That's the stage we're at. That's where my brain is at these days. So anyway.
We can add, dear brother.
Oh, please do. Thank you so much.
Oh, dear brother. This is not there is no way to give a definitive answer here, or an answer that will explain all of it. It is not possible. But what we will say is this: we first know that from listening to your inquiry here, that there is another level of this question that you are not saying. So there is something in your present, in your association with others, that has prompted you to ask these questions. Is that not so?
Yes. I would actually say it's kind of the stage where I'm at, because I'm getting very interested in jumping timelines, in reclaiming my power, and doing some of the things that, frankly, we don't even think we can do as third-dimensional beings.
So we understand this, but we must revert back to the Sunday before this, that you also had a similar request, a similar question, and we simply told you to manipulate the 3D situation according to your liking and master it. Do you remember
Correct.
this?
Yes, absolutely.
So the timeline idea is an expression of experiences and thoughts and desires and actions that culminate in creating a new timeline or a different timeline. So those that are what you call like-minded, that have similar ideas, that have similar questions, similar actions, all of those things, will find themselves traversing on a common timeline, you see.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the being advances or has a set of new experiences or different ideas or advanced thoughts or different actions, they jump. They change the timeline, you see.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So the experience that you have wanting to jump timelines, honestly, is because you're hanging out with people or individuals that are not similar to you, that do not have the advanced ideas, that do not have the advanced action, that do not have the ideas that you have. So it becomes frustrating for you, you see,
Correct.
because you are not on their timeline. And yet all beings require not being alone. They wish for a social interaction, you see, and that is what you wish for. But you find yourself ensconced with people and individuals that really do not think like you. So you are trying to escape that. You said, I want to jump timelines because you want to find those individuals that are like you. So in order to jump the timeline, you must associate and begin to associate with those individuals that are advanced beings. And when you do, you will find yourself jumping with them. It is not an individual effort, you see. You'll find.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does. When we think of timelines as constructs of behavior and thought, absolutely. Makes a lot of sense.
That is exactly what they are. That is why for a being such as yourself that thinks the way that you do, that has advanced concepts rolling around in their mind, tries to insert that with those that do not really beat to that drum, then you think, oh my goodness, I don't want to, I want to get out of here. I want to move forward. I don't want to stay in this thread of thought. So you attempt to move. So the other thing that we would explain here in our convoluted way is that the idea of individuals being from the future is not what you think. Do you think that the idea of being from the future has to do with time?
No. I think it's more like just jumping timelines.
It is not. Yes, and it is not. It does not have anything to do with time because time really doesn't exist. You see, that
Correct.
is a construct of man to experience itself, to have experiences. You see, so we move along in time thinking we're experiencing something from day to day that is different from the day before.
But we're not actually, correct. It's a continuum.
We're not.
It's just a continuum of thought and behavior. Again, like a construct, you're just maintaining it day after day by thinking you're just continuing your thoughts from the previous day, and it just seems like it's a seamless time construct, but it's not.
Yes. Yes.
So that's partly what led to the question. Is I understand that. So my concept of being from the future is more along, or not from the future, but it goes back to what one who sort of just said, which is it not possible, because I know it's possible, are we in a situation now where we actually did come from some future timeline or some future expression where things didn't necessarily play out the way we wanted them to, or the dark side had seized control of the planet, and we came and jumped back here to make sure it didn't happen. Okay.
Of course. And that is why you are frustrated. All of you that beat to this drum, that listen to these calls, that are so few in number, are from absolutely another time, as we call it, another set of circumstances, another construct. Absolutely. You are right on. So we wanted to say, but then we knew it wasn't true, that you are from the future, but you all are. You all are from a different time, a different construct, and that is why you think so differently. So as you traverse the planet here, where that is not what it is what the hell is going on here? Why is this? But you are here to ignite the flame. You are here to change that. But you are all advanced beings, and you must tolerate those that aren't. And that is how it is. That is what you wanted. So that is what you got, you see. So we will say once again, and we hope that this one we speak through will light a fire under her butt and finish the transcription, because the information that was given to you is relevant to this question, and the questions that you ask each time are the same ones, you see. Does that make sense without us being too harsh on you? And you must understand, dear brother, that your level of thought and your level of desire and understanding is beyond most. So you must, again, attempt in every way to master this dimension as the master that you are, to manipulate it to your liking, so that you feel more at home. Does that make sense, dear brother?
It does, 100%.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I need to comment. Yes. I would like to comment on that. I loved the question. I always love Kent's questions. I loved Shoshana and One Who Serves Answers. I relate so much. I think Kent and I are twin flames from the same Palladian or Lyran star system, because I feel exactly the same way, Kent. I have been. I wonder why you moved to Austin. That has always been a query of mine, because Austin may not be. The miracles can happen, but Austin may not be the place for you to find the like-minded patriot soul tribe. Okay. I'm in Santa Fe, a very blue city. I'm having the same experience. I feel alienated, alone. I have a few awakened friends, but they're not here. So Shoshana has been encouraging me that the frequency here in Santa Fe is not good anymore for me, to maybe look elsewhere, and I'm going to do some road trips and figure that out. So, Kent, I relate, honey. I don't know if Austin's the best place for you. And I want to escape this too and find my soul tribe, and it can be a challenge on this planet right now, and I get it. So 100% related to your question. If Shoshana wants to chime in, I'm with you, brother. I get it.
Very good. Then would there be other questions here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So I relate to that explanation, but I'm wondering, this morning when I woke up, I was like discombobulated. Lord, it was like everything was different. I couldn't remember my password to my email, the date. I was like, what? going on. Does that have any connection to what they're talking about?
As far as the energies or as far as timelines?
Just not feeling disconnected to where I was this morning when I woke up and I got up doing my morning chores, and everything was just felt different, seemed different. Information didn't seem different, didn't seem the same.
Please do, Shoshana.
We can add here. We can give a perspective here, dear sister. May we do that?
Sure.
Dear sister, we would ask that you ask again. The query that you have is that you are wondering if you are voluntarily disconnecting. Is that the challenge here?
No, not voluntarily. It's like as I was going about my morning, checking my emails and the date, working on my checkbook, and just the information that was normally there and correct every day was not there. I mean, it just wasn't the same. It was like I was in a different place.
Well, you were. You were in a different place, dear sister. Of course you were. Let me just say that while the beings that traverse the third dimension find comfort and familiarity in tasking in the mundane, and that is what many of you do, check your email, check your checkbook, whatever you are doing in the mundane, there is part of you that goes haywire, that just goes bleh and releases that because it is so not your path. It is so not the way for you to become more advanced, but you do it because it is familiar to you and it is in the third dimensional construct, you see. So every once in a while, the brain just snaps and says, we do not wish to do this. We do not wish to continue on this line, but then it all comes back. It all rearranges itself. But it is a momentary lapse of a desire to move past it, you see, even though you do not think that was voluntary or that it was unconscious. It was very conscious on a higher level, on a higher understanding, to just stop, to just go beyond that. Does that make sense, dear sister?
Yes, it absolutely does, because I'm just kind of bored with all, I want different experiences and do things differently, and it makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yes, and we know that. So you must put on the shoes of the creator being that you are and begin to challenge yourself to do things differently, to become different, to explore other levels of understanding of your being and what you can accomplish, you see. That is what is available to you here, to move forward in action, to find those things that are not boring, that are not mundane, that are more advanced, you see. So that is our advice to you, dear sister, to move forward with the creator being that you are. Namaste.
Thank you.
Would there be other questions here before we release John? Nothing further?
Yes, I have a question. My religion is love, and I live and I'm born in a Muslim country. This day there is they sacrifice animal, and it's very terrible. And I decide to search the Muslim way, the Muslim story. If can you bring me light about who create this religion? People create this religion, and the real story
We're
because
having a great difficulty here in understanding your question. Shoshana, are you?
It is the connection here that is unclear. There is a somewhat of an echo or a muted type of connection here. Is there a way for you to speak directly into your phone or your
okay, now you hear me now?
I've got it on speaker.
Here is what we would suggest, dear brother, that you email your questions. We find your level of understanding and intellect advanced, and that you have a desire to make your inquiry and get a substantial answer. But the way that this connection is, we cannot do that. So we would ask that you email your question, and we can address it on the next call, please, if that is possible.
Okay, it's possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear brother.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Then we are ready to release channels. Shoshana, do you have parting message?
We would just say that what is important here is to enjoy your stay. Enjoy it. Find ways to become the advanced creator that you are, and immerse yourself in the creative process. So many of you are standing still when there is so much more to do, you see. But once again, being in the moment, enjoying the moment, capturing the moment, finding the love, finding the beauty, is where you must be in many moments to endure the planet's sleepiness. Namaste.
And we would say here that with the increasing energies that are happening and are going to continue to happen between now, especially in your Lion's Gate on August 8th of this year, great deal of energies are going to be increasing and leading to various changes in your governments, in your politics, in your social structure, in your medical advancements. All of these things are going to begin to blossom more and more here as the old structure begins to fall apart and the new creative structure of your new timeline begins to take effect more and more. It will, of course, go beyond your August 8th, but these are going to be very strong energies in these times ahead here. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
This call is being recorded.
And so, beloved family, we are welcomed into this perfect moment. I ask you to take one deep cleansing breath as we begin. For this is the breath of life, the breath of love, the first and eternal gift from Source. Here now we focus our attention on the threefold flame within our heart. The golden flame in the center is our eternal connection to Source, activated with every heartbeat. And the golden thread that rises from it connects us to the central sun. See this golden flame grow and expand to encompass the entire physical form and all your higher mental bodies. The pink flame, which represents the feminine aspect, and the blue flame, which represents the masculine aspect, come together in perfect harmony and balance, dancing together to create the violet flame. Picture the violet flame growing and expanding to encompass the entire physical form and all your higher mental bodies. As you picture this for yourself, know that you activate these energies within every human heart, rising up, raising up into perfect unity. Now, visualize yourself holding your arms out to your sides. This is the diameter of your tube of light, a beautiful, seamless pillar of white light which keeps you protected and insulated from this moment on. Visualize beloved Saint Germain and his violet flame inside your tube of light. Feel the love, the power, the purity all around you. Breathe it in. Feel and see the violet flame outside your tube of light for added protection. We now call upon beloved Archangel Michael and his sword of blue flame, this brilliant blue and powerful sword of truth. Feel how it fits your hand perfectly. Bring it to your heart chakra. Set your intention. Raise it up. Swing it around your head and down around your entire body and 2 times under your feet. Feel how the violet flame consumes and transmutes all these energies you have released. Feel the freedom you have achieved. We also ask the beloved Goddess of Purity to hold space in all these areas until the ascension process is complete. Now, take a moment. Look down your tube of light. It is bottomless. It continues down into Gaia, inner earth, and connects you to the crystalline energetic structure of Mother Earth. Now, look above you. See your tube of light. It is never ending, reaching high into the heavens, connecting you to the crystalline energetic structure above the earth and onward to the galactic central sun. So now we say, thank you, beloved mighty I Am Presence, for this tube of light, which keeps me invisible, invincible, and invulnerable to all negative creation, and keeps me free now and forevermore until I am sealed in the eternal freedom of my ascension. And we thank thee, it is done, by the power and might of 1,000 suns. For the light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. And the mighty I Am Presence is that light.
Now, remaining in your tube of protective white light, focus on your breathing. As you take several deep cleansing breaths, just focus now on relaxing and letting go, becoming more and more centered within yourself, letting the outside world just drift away, Just focus within now. Take a deep breath, breathing in through your nose, breathing in the light, holding it, and exhale out any tension, stress, negativity of any kind. Just let that go out gently with the exhalation of your breath. Take another deep breath now, breathing in the light, and exhale out the darkness. One more time, breathe in the light, and exhale out the darkness. Now put your attention in your etheric body and become aware of the 9 chakra centers that have become awakened and reawakened within all of you. I'm aware of the particular alignment of those chakras up along your spinal cord, from just below your feet to just above your head. And focusing now on the Earth Star chakra just below your feet, see that as a deep earth brown color. Know that this chakra is your connection to Gaia. It's your grounding point to Gaia. As you focus on the deep earth brown color, focus on raising the vibrational frequency within that. And in each chakra after, as you raise the intensity of each of the colors within that chakra, know that you are raising the vibrational frequency within that chakra as well. And when you raise the vibrational frequency within the chakra, it also raises that frequency within the corresponding glandular structure, bringing about balance. Know that all of your parts of your body, all of your cellular structure has a frequency. Everything has a frequency. And when that frequency goes out of balance, that's what causes illness. That's what allows diseases to come in, even allows for accidents to happen in your life. So focus on raising that vibrational frequency within each of the chakras, and as I say, it raises the frequency in that gland that is associated with it, and bringing about balance once again. So move up to the roots chakra and see that as a deep ruby red color. Deep ruby red. Brilliant, bright. Moving to the next, orange. Bright, brilliant orange. To the solar plexus area. Bright, brilliant yellow as the sun. Picture a sun. Visualize the sun right there in that chakra. To the heart center. Deep blue-green. Just above the heart center, the high heart center, magenta. To the throat area, sky blue. Picture a bright, brilliant blue sky. To the third eye, in the middle of the forehead, purple or indigo. Imagine, visualize a night sky. To the crown chakra at the top of the head, gold or violet or silver. And then the soul star chakra just above your head, pure brilliant white. Now, as you know, when you bring all of these chakras together, forming them as one, merging them as one into the soul star chakra, this becomes your light body. Know that your light body has always been there. It has never not been there. It is just that you've lost the connection to it. the conscious connection to it. But again, it is always there. So as you merge all of the chakras into the soul star chakra, that forming your light body or your Merkaba light vehicle, see that as a three-dimensional six-pointed star. And you, as the conscious knowing self that you are, move into that Merkaba light vehicle. And then feel the vibration within that vehicle. Feel it all around you. Notice the kaleidoscope of colors that is within that have merged into and formed the brilliant white light that shoots out in all directions from your Merkaba light vehicle, from your light body. And allow you now in your Merkaba to begin to rise up, leaving your physical body right through the top of your head, straight up. Feel and know and visualize your physical body falling below you as you rise upward. Get that sense of being outside of the physical form, still certainly connected to it, but outside of it, becoming unattached but yet still attached to it. And allow yourself to float up. Feel the movement as you move up through the clouds, up through the sky. Feel the sun's rays as you move up. Or if you are in a place where there isn't the sun, it's not shining, just know that it is there. It is always there. And it is bathing you with warmth, with love. And continue to rise up until you pass the Earth's atmosphere. Become aware of the planets of the solar system, the millions of ships that are out here. And look back down, see your physical body way down there in the Earth. And as we have been doing each and every time we come together for a bit of time now, see the Earth as she is now in that three-dimensional form. That sense, that image that is your everyday life, the life experience that you have when you rise in the morning and you leave your house for whatever reason, your home, and you move out into nature, and you see the Earth as she is now. The flowers, the trees, the plants, the grasses, all of that. But then as you have become more accustomed to doing, change that image. If you need your fifth dimensional glasses, put them on. If not, just superimpose the fifth dimension onto the third dimension now and see the two dimensions side by side or actually merged together as one, but still being separate from the other. In other words, there is a space between the two. And go into that space now, that space between the third dimensional illusion and the fifth dimensional and beyond new reality. And feel that sense of space in between the two worlds, you might say. How you can tread in both the third dimensional illusion and the fifth dimension and beyond. And in the fourth dimension leading to the fifth. How in your everyday life, in your moments, you find yourself flittering back and forth between the two. When a conscious awareness comes over you, when a thought comes from out of nowhere, a higher thought, an intuitional thought comes from within you, that is when you experience the fourth and fifth dimensional expression. And when you are ensconced within the third dimensional illusion, Become aware of the problems in the world. Become aware of the people that are still yet asleep everywhere. That is when you're still focused in that third dimension. So what you need to do more and more now is to focus into the higher realms, in through that space and into the fourth and fifth dimension. More and more, allow yourselves to do that in the moment. Become aware of the creative ability that you have within you to create that new space, that new timeline, if you will. For indeed, you are moving between timelines. And eventually, you will establish the new timeline, the new creative timeline that you have been working on. Even in your sleep, in your dream state, you have been working within this new timeline, creating the space for yourselves as you come into that, as you move beyond through the ascension. So become practiced at switching between the third wind. The next time you go out into nature and you see the trees, you see the flowers, you see the grasses, the plants, you focus on nature. Then see the higher realm that is right there, superimposed upon the third dimension. Gaia is allowing this at this time to have the two-dimensional frequencies operating at the same time, in the same place. But always know that there is that space in between, because you cannot fully merge the two. There has to be a space in between, a timeline, if you will, that is separating the two. So as you focus now in the fifth dimension and beyond, your visualization now is creating the new higher realm that you are moving toward. You, as the collective you, are moving toward further and further, nearer and nearer to that lifting up process that you are moving toward. If you will, as your discussion earlier in the creation meeting, the amelioration of the humankind here on the planet. Yes, indeed, you are rising up, being called up. You're being called up by your guides, by the angels that work with you. So allow that process to happen. Allow yourselves to be called up. Feel the intuition within you calling to you. Allow yourselves now to begin to find your way back to your physical form, bringing your light body, your Merkaba light vehicle back, merge it with your physical form once again. Always know that it is right there for you anytime. Anytime you want to have the experience of leaving your physical body within your light body. But also know that your light body is always there to surround you, to protect you. And your light body is what others see beyond the aura, beyond your specific and individual aura. They can perceive the light body, which creates a larger aura. So feel yourself coming back into your physical form. tucking your astral and etheric body back in. And come back now into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed.